welcome you all to the Kolkata ACG Kolkata webinar session. Today we have with us Himmat and Swati. I believe that we do not need any introduction to them. They both are three-time Sitecore MVPs and they have done multiple Sitecore certifications, and they are helping many people as a mentor for the Sitecore MVP. So and as you all know that today our session will be on the Content Hub, site for Content Hub, which is pretty new. And I am sure it will be very exciting and fruitful session for us. So not I'm not taking much time. Himmat and Swati, over to you.
But you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Thank you so much. Good afternoon. Good evening, everyone. And good evening to Kolkata. And thank you, Kaushik and other team members to provide this opportunity. Start sharing my screen. Okay, let me know if you're able to see my screen.
Yes, you can see us too.
Okay, thanks again. Welcome to Sub Kolkata. Good evening, everyone. So today in this webinar, we will discuss about the Exploring Sitecore Content Hub. That is one of the Sitecore composable product, and most of the companies and moving towards the Sitecore Content Hub. So this webinar is mostly focused onto the practical guide to the DAM and CMP. So Sitecore Content Hub has a 5 modules we'll discuss later. So on these 5 modules, we mainly focused onto the 2 modules. One is the DAM and another is the CMP. And this webinar is mostly focused on to the practical part instead of the theory. So not going to discuss much more into the theory. We'll discuss more about the practical. So that will be helpful to implement that Content Hub into your Sitecore XP or XMCloud or in any other your application which you using for your client. So welcome again, and let me introduce myself first. So I am Himmat Singh Dulawat. I am 3-time Sitecore Technology MVP from year 2022 to 24. I am Sitecore Content Hub Developer Certified. I am Sitecore XM Cloud Certified. I am Sitecore CDP Certified. Along with I am Sitecore 10 and Sitecore 9 certified as well. With Sitecore technology, I have a very good experience into the Sitecore Managed Cloud Azure PaaS and DevOps expertise. I share my all the technical, the Sitecore technical investigation or any updates, whatever I face the challenges or whatever new I explore into the Sitecore in any term like XP, any other composable product, CDP, Content Hub, XP, any other new innovation I perform. So I shared with my blog, that is himmatsinghdilavat.blogspot.com. You can reach out to me over the LinkedIn, and you can I share my knowledge, all the knowledge with the blog post. So over to you, Swati.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Swati Gupta. I am also Sitecore 3-time Sitecore Technology MVP from the 2020-22 to 2020-24. I am also certified in the Sitecore Content Hub, XM Cloud, Sitecore CDP, and the Sitecore Personalized, as well as I am certified in Sitecore 10, 9, and 8.2. And I regularly write my experience and the discoveries, technical insights, and troubleshooting tips on my blogs. So this is my blog's URL, which you can follow it here, and all the blogs I post here regularly. And yep, and you can also connect with me on my LinkedIn. So in the next slide, we are going to discuss about the agenda. So, in today's agenda, we are going to discuss about the Sitecore Content Hub and its module. The second agenda we have to walk through and the integration Sitecore CMS with digital assets management for the seamless assets storage retrieval and the management across platform. So this will be going to the connection between the Sitecore CMS and the DAM. The next topic we are going to discuss in the today's section is that is how to connect Sitecore CMS with a CMP, which is the content marketing platform for the streamlined content creation and the collaboration. On the last agenda, we have open session for question and answer, and if there's some discussion will be required. So this is the agenda for today. We have, yeah, over to you, Himmat.
Thanks. So the first agenda today is the discussion about the Sitecore Content Hub and modules. As I said that this webinar will mostly focused onto the practical, but let me introduce a little bit about the Sitecore Content Hub and its modules. Then we'll go with the practical approach with the Content Hub modules. So what is the Sitecore Content Hub? Sitecore Content Hub, it's let's organize your organization about manage, optimize, distribute their digital assets, their content creation process, and enhance collaboration among the team involved in marketing content management. So in the diagram, you can see in left side, there are multiple marketing contributor, agency, supplier, ERP, PLM, MDM, contract, all the things. They contribute their content, them, everything to the Sitecore Content Hub. Their Sitecore Content Hub provides you to manage, create, collaborate between all the marketing contributor and provides all the content to the different channels, CMS, e-commerce, social, UA, CRM. So the main objective is before Content Hub, we manage all the content and digital assets into Sitecore XP media library and into the content tree. When it goes heavy, large, face the difficulties to load the Sitecore XP performance issue. And moving towards to the cloud headless approach and cloud native approach, Sitecore introduced this Content Hub product that provide this functionality. There you can manage all your content, digital assets, marketing platform, and other modules. So this is mostly brief about the Sitecore Content Hub. The Sitecore Content Hub provides you 5 different modules to perform the operation: DAM, CMP, PCM, MRM, and WP. W2P. So first one is the digital assets management. Digital assets management simplifies your storage, management, distribution, and control your all digital assets. Example, audio, images, video, files, PDFs, all the items you store into the media library, you can that will be managed and stored into the digital asset management module. The second is marketing resource management. The marketing resource management allows you to support management, budgeting, and control all the marketing project phases, campaign, blueprint, all the thing. The third is product content management. Obvious, Sitecore will take care about the e-commerce and other cloud products. So if you have an e-commerce application, so PCM helps you to product content for e-commerce and other apps. The fourth one is content marketing platform. So this content marketing platform helps you to streamline your content strategy, planning, creation, publication, managing the workflow, review process, approval, all the thing we do perform regarding to the content, that this module help you to with the content. The last one is web to print. That web to print helps you to create print assets, meet your brand guideline, and it also include the ability to attractive print template and create printable product sheets, static graphics into the smarter templates, or wide group of publisher to access all this. So in this webinar, we only focus on to the DAM and the CMP module on Sitecore Content Hub. As a limited availability of the sandbox, we try to manage all the practical approach cover with the screenshots. So that will be help you to understand how you can connect the DAM and CMP with your Sitecore XP, how the data flows, how you can map, and all the other stuff. So mainly we going to discuss about the DAM and CMP module. So again, what is the DAM? DAM module focus on to the assets management in Sitecore, that store, manage your digital assets such image, video, audio, PDF files in single repository. CMP, content management platform, that used for content creation, editing, publishing, and it's provide a user-friendly interface so you can manage multiple marketing platform, provide the roles, create the permission, read write access or full super admin access, and you can also apply the workflow onto that contributor, so you can easily manage that content contribution, and that lifecycle management you can perform into the CSP. So this is all brief about the Sitecore Content Hub, DAM and CMP module. So let's start first with the how to connect the DAM module with the Sitecore XP, and what are the steps we can perform, how we can connect, and how to use that DAM. So over to you, Swati, for this.
Yeah, thanks, Himmat. So, in this session, now we are going to discuss about the Connect Sitecore CMS with the DAM. So here, we are going to discuss about the some prerequisite which would be required to connect to a CMS with a DAM. And also, we are going to discuss about the run PowerShell script command. So whatever the prerequisite will follow, it will be have the folder which will be have the some PS1 file PowerShell which we need to be run into the PowerShell. And also we need to be enable the DAM into the config file in the web config file. And we need to be generate OAuth token. There will be the some settings of the course for DAMs, and how we can create a users, how to add a connection string, what are the parameters which need to be set, and how to do the portal configuration and the redirection setting, and how we can test the connections which we have created for the DAM. So this we are going to discuss about this agenda. So yeah, let's start first the prerequisite. So first prerequisite we have is we should have the Sitecore 10.4 version, because we are using the latest version of Sitecore. So we should have the vanilla instance of Sitecore 10.4. So this is our first prerequisite. The second one is that we should have the access on the Sitecore Content Hub version. So make sure you have the access and you are able to log in into the Sitecore Content Hub. The third one is that we need to be download these two packages which is available into the Sitecore website. So once you will go there, you need to be download the Sitecore Connect for Content Hub zip package, as well as Sitecore Connect for Content Hub WTK package. So these are the two packages you need to be downloaded into your local instance. And then once you are done, in the next step, firstly, you need to be create a one destination folder. You can create it anywhere in your system. And then you need to be unzip the Sitecore Connect for Content Hub Sitecore installation framework package. So once you will unzip this package, you will able to find the deploy.ps1 file. So this file will be available inside this folder. So you need to be run this command which is mentioned into the script. And as you can see, there are some parameters which is passing. So in the next slide, we are going to discuss what are the parameters which need to be passed. So first one is the WSCCH WTH. So this is the path we need to be give, because we have downloaded two packages. So one package we have already unzipped. The second one we need to be give a path of this one, zip file path. You need to be give this one. The second one is a instance name. So when you have installed the Sitecore 10.4 vanilla version, so whatever the instance name you have given, you need to be mentioned into the instance name. And in the instance URL, you need to be mentioned the Sitecore 10.4 URL, Sitecore instance URL, which you have. You need to be mentioned it here. The next one is that Sitecore admin user and the Sitecore admin password. So these are the two username and the password you have given by installing the vanilla instance 1.4. Suppose if you are using the admin or B, then you need to be mentioned the admin and B here. The next we have the SQL instance name. So once you will install the Sitecore, there are some database will be created into your database. So there will be some prefix of the Sitecore database name. That database name you need to be mentioned into the SQL instance name. And SQL username, password, and the SQL server name you need to be mentioned it here. Whatever you are using into your SQL, you need to be mentioned it here. The next one we have the skip database installation. So here, if you are using the SCCA package, which is greater than the instance version of Sitecore 10.1, if it is greater than 10.1, then you need to be set as a skip database installation as a true. So yeah, in the next step, we need to be enable the DAM. So to enable the DAM, you need to be open inetpub, and the inetpub you need to be good your website which you have installed, and then you need to move to the web.config. Inside this web.config, you will have this line will be available at key equals to DAM enable colon define. So this you can set as a yes. So it will be enable the DAM. In the next step, we need to generate the OAuth token. So once you have the access into the content hub, you need to be go and log in into the content hub. And once you will see this screen in the top right corner, you will see this manage icon. In the top right corner, you can see here in the this icon will be available. So once you will click here, then you will able to see the OAuth client. So if there's a lots of icons is available, so you can find, or either you can search into the text box. So you can search the OAuth client, so it will be visible here. Yeah, in the next slide, we need to be create the means once we have click on the OAuth, then it will be display this window. In the top right corner, there will be the button, blue button will be there, the OAuth client button. So you need to be click on this button. So once you will click, then in the next slide, it will be open a one pop-up. So in the next window, it will be open just over this pop-up, which you can see here, where you need to be mentioned the name, client ID, client secret, redirect URL. These are the mandatory field which you need to be filled. The name and the client ID, you can mention it anything, can be the string or can be the GUID or whatever it will be convenient for you. So you can mention it that. And for the client secret ID, that will be the random GUID which you can generate online, and you can mention in the client secret. The next one we have the redirect URL. In the redirect URL, you need to be mentioned the Sitecore URL. So once you will mention your Sitecore instance URL, you can click on the save button. So the next step is, we need to be configure the codes for the DAMs. So to configure the codes for the DAM, you again need to be come to the same screen, which you have clicked it previously. So in the top right corner, you need to be click on the manage, then you need to be come to the settings. So once you will click on the setting icon, in the next step, in the next step, you will see the on the left hand side, there is a course configuration setting will be there inside this portal configuration. So once you will find this portal configuration, there will be the course configuration will be there. And once you will click on this course configuration, in the right hand side, it will be open this text box. There you need to be mention your Sitecore instance URL. And once you will mention the instance URL, you can click on the save button. And in the next step, we need to be create a user into the Sitecore Content Hub. So same again need to be come to the same screen, into the click on the manage and come to the same screen, and then click on the users button. So once you will click on the user button, it will be allow you to create a new users which we are going to use into our connection string. So yeah, click on this user button in the next step. In the next step, you will see this top in the top right, there will be the button on the blue button username user will be available. So once you will click, it will be ask some detail about username and some other detail, which we can see into the next slide. Yeah, so now it will be open this pop-up where you can see the username and the modules. So username is a mandatory field. So you can create a username with your name or any other name. You can mention it here and then just click on the save button. And the next step, we need to be click on add to your user group. So once you will, because first detail we have already given the username. The second is to add a user group link. So you need to be click on the add to user group. So once you will click, in the right hand side, you will able to see some information in the next slide. Yeah, in the right hand side, you can see there's some settings policy combinations. We can set it here. So for a demo purpose, we have used a super user, but as per your convenient and as per your requirement, you can set your roles permission here. And then after applying this relevant policy, you just click on the save button. So yeah, next step. Next step, we have already created a user. So now we need to be add the connection string into our iNet Pavenda website. So now you need to be go to the connection string config. And there are the three connection strings will be there. First one is a dam.content. Second one is the dam.search page. Third one is a dam.external redirect key. So these are the three connection string which need to be mentioned into our connection string file. So here you can see there's some values we need to be filled. First one is the client ID and the client secret. So while we have created the OAuth, we have mentioned the client ID and the client secret. The client secret, we have mentioned the GUID, and whatever the string or GUID we have mentioned. For the client ID, we need to be mention it here. So yeah, you need to be mention the client ID and the client secret. And there's the next parameter will be have the username and the password. So whatever the user you are using, so you need to mention that username as well as the password, whatever you have set for that user, you need to be mention the password here. The URI, you need to be mention the Sitecore Content Hub URL. So you need to be mentioned in the URL, you need to be mentioned that URL. And in the dam.search page, there's a URL which you need to be mentioned here. You can see the URL I have mentioned here. This is the Sitecore Content Hub URL /en-us /sitecore-dam-connect/approved assets. So here we need to be mentioned the approved assets URL because so that only approved media will be displayed while we are connecting to the XM and the XP, and there will be the one pop-up will be open. So we need to make sure that only approved media item we can select it. So that's why we have mentioned this approved assets. Okay, so in the next step, we have to update the web config file. Once you have open the web config file into your Sitecore 10.4 version, you need to be add this settings into the web config. So here are the some URLs which need to be updated. So you need to be update the URL of the content hub instance, the other delivery host name, as well as the generated public links. So this you need to be mentioned into the web config. So basically, content security policy is added to the layer for the security that helps to detect and mitigate certain types of attacks, including the cross-site scripting or data injection attacks. So these are the settings we will require to set into the web config. So yeah, the next step. Next step, we have the portal configuration. So for the portal configuration, again, you need to be come into this page, and then you need to be click on the manage button, and then you need to be click on the settings. So once you will click on the setting, in the next step, you will able to see. So yeah, in the you will able to see the portal configuration. You need to be find there will be the lot of settings will be there. So you need to be find the portal configuration, and then you need to be find the authentication. So once you will find this authentication in the right hand side, it will be open all this on the authentication JSON file will be available here. So in the next step, you need to be find. So in the next step, you need to be update this authentication mode for all the SSP provider to a passive. So this is the highlighted one, which is the authentication mode passive. You need to be set it as a passive mode. So basically passive mode authentication is the novel approach for focusing on the continuous verifying the identity of user throughout their interaction with the system. So to identify that user is valid or not. So yeah, this setting we need to be do for in the portal configuration. So next step. So yeah, this is our last step which we need to be do because we have done all the settings, all the connections, string web config. We have enabled DAM into our web config as well. So these are the all settings we have already done it. So now the final steps we have, you need to be logging into your Sitecore instance, and then you will able to whatever the template you have created. Suppose you have created one template and you have created a one content item. In the content item, you have some field which is the image type. So you can go to the any image type field, and in the left hand side you will able to see which is the highlighted one. You will able to see this button, this link button, which is a browse Sitecore DAM. So this will be visible whenever we have done all the settings and when we have installed all the PowerShell script. So this will be visible here. So once you will click on this link button, it will be open this pop-up. So if you have already logged in with the content hub, it will be directly display all your assets, all the approved assets. But if you are not logged in, then it will be open this pop-up where you need to be mention the user and the password. So once you will enter your user and password and the sign in, you will able to see all the assets here. So in the next tab, you will able to see that screenshot. Yeah, so now once you are logged in, this pop-up will be displayed here. So you can see all the approved assets is there. So you can select whatever the assets you want in your content item. You can select it and just click on the save, then it will be saved. Yeah, that's it. Himmat, over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mati, for elaborate how to connect the DAM, configure, you create a user, configure course, portal configuration, and to connect with the Sitecore DAM with the Sitecore XP. So in the next section, we will connect the Sitecore CMS with the CMP. So in the first, in previous module, you have gone through with the how to you can connect your DAM module with the Sitecore XP, where you can manage all your digital assets management, media, file, audio, video, everything with your Sitecore XP. So to go with that, you created a user, create a auth client, authentication, set the portal configuration, and update into the connection strings and web config, and you connect it. So in this section, we will discuss about how you can sync your content to the Sitecore XP or XM. So to connect with the Sitecore XP or XM with the Content Hub CMP module, you need to follow the same steps like install the prerequisites to those module, WDP packages, create a user, update the web config. So continuously user, it will check that the user is authenticate or not. Update the web config setting to prevent from the injection attacks or cross-site scripting attack. Then portal configuration and update the connection string. So that is the settings you will need to perform into the in connection with the CMP as well. Then we will go through with the Sitecore Content Hub. We will create a new content type, and we will create a one content. And the same we will create into the Sitecore XP, and we will map the Sitecore Content Hub content type to the Sitecore XP, and we'll go through how it syncs the items content entity to the Sitecore XP. To understand more easy, just understand in such a way that in Sitecore XP you create a template, then you create a content using that template, and in Content Hub you create a content type, then you create a content entity using that content type. So content type represent a template, and content entity you can understand as a content into the XP. So that will help you to understand easily in this section. So let's start with this. The same, if you have performed all the steps to connect with the DAM, you do not need to perform it again, but I'm just elaborating highlight or elaborating high level that you can understand. Same, install Sitecore 10.4, download your Content Hub zip package, connect Content Hub WDP package, unzip that package, and execute this PowerShell script command. So in PowerShell script command, you can see path of the installation installation package, Sitecore instance name, whatever your Sitecore instance name, what is their Sitecore instance URL mentioned here, admin user, admin or B, your SQL database password, prefix with your database core, master, web, whatever prefix is, that is SQL instance name, your SQL username, your SQL password, and your SQL server name, and skip database installation true or false. So those parameters you need to pass into this PowerShell script and run this PowerShell script in a admin mode. So it will set up the install the Sitecore Content Hub connector in your Sitecore XP. So the second, obviously, you need to enable CMP module in your Sitecore XP instance, XP or XM instance. So previously for the DAM, we enabled the DAM enabled set to yes. Now we connecting the CMP module. So CMP enables it set to be yes. By default, it's a false. So this setting you can find into your web config there. This setting will be included in your web config after installation of this all these prerequisites. So default would be false, and we want to connect the CMP module. So set it to be yes. Next, again, create a auth client. We discussed earlier in this previous section. Go to the Content Hub manage icon, click on the auth client. It will provide you this type of interface where you can provide a name, client ID, client secret ID, that is a great redirect URL of your Sitecore instance. That auth client parameter we need to mention into the connection string while connecting with the Sitecore XP or XM. Then click on the save. And next, configure course. If you already configured, no need to do it again. But if you haven't, then click on the manage icon. It will provide you the course configuration setting. Click on that. Right hand side, you can provide the URL of your Sitecore instance and add and click on the save. That will add your course configuration into the Content Hub. So you connecting with your Sitecore XP XM, add this URL into the course configuration. Now we need to create a user. So that user credential we will mention into the connection string. So click on the manage icon. This is the interface of your Content Hub Launchpad dashboard. You can see, and there are a number of options. Just click on the user. It will open an interface, the same interface. There you have an option of to add a user. Click on the plus user icon. It will ask you the detail of the user, username, pass modules. So this is the username. Enter your username or your email ID, whatever unique you have. Modules, this module section, when you click on the plus icon, it will open the pop-up or drop-down menu. There you can choose that which module access you want to provide access to this particular user. So the plus icon will show you all the 5 modules: DAM, CMP, MRM, and web to print. All select the relevant modules you want to provide access. So just in case here, you can click on the CMP module and click on the save button. So this is how you create your user. And now you created a user, but need to provide user group, role, and access some policies. So in the next tab, you can see user group tab. Click on the add user group. It will allow you to add the relevant policy in the right hand section. The same we did for the DAM. We can do same for the CMP module. The add will add the super user policy to that particular user for the demo purpose. All these steps we already did into the previous section, but just reiterating those to understand more. Now, so all this setting once you will do, the next we will create some action trigger. So that trigger will execute your action, and that action will sync your Sitecore Content Hub content entity to the XP. So in Sitecore Content Hub, we have an option to create an action and create a trigger to execute that particular action. So when you set up with the Sitecore will provide you will create a M as your service bus type there. They will provide you a content hub and hub in or hub out. These are the in and out point you need to mention into connection string. So these are the required parameter. If you creating your own Azure service bus, then you can create a new Azure service bus. So while creating Azure service bus on the Azure portal, you will get your hub in and hub out your link. Just mention the hub in and hub out link here and create a action. So to create a service bus, you can just refer this link, but this is the initially Sitecore will provide you this by default, they will create this action for you. So you can just use that action while creating a trigger. So, and how to create a action, trigger and script, you go through with the blocks. I have already elaborated more detail. So this is the interface you can have. Just provide a name of your action, like Azure Service Bus Connector or something else that will identify your, from that name, you can identify your action. So this is how you will create this action is there. Now we created a that action we need to mention into the connection string into the Sitecore CMS. So you can Sitecore CMS, there are 4 connection string for the CMP Content Hub. There is a client ID we created earlier in the Content Hub when we were creating a auth client. Client secret ID also there, username, password, and URI is your Sitecore Content Hub URL. Into the CMP service bus entity path in Azure service bus connection string with outcoming topics. So you can see hub in and hub out. These are the link you need to mention here. The connection string name that is a default is a hub. That is the default that will be your hub out subscription. And this is the path out. You can mention your incoming topic here. So these parameter you need to mention into the connection string. So this connection string will automatically add on your Sitecore XP instance when you will install the Sitecore connector in XP using that PowerShell script. So to more in detail, client ID and client secret is your input while you create a OAuth client. So client ID and client secret ID, you can get those parameters from there. Username and password, which we created into the Content Hub. URI is your Sitecore Content Hub URI. Incoming path that we Azure Service Bus we mentioned, that is the incoming path and incoming topic and outgoing topic, and subscription name is set default value to Content Hub subscription. So these are you can mention here path out and path in. So this hub in and hub out, this link you can mention. So this is how you add your connection string into your XP. This is different from your DAM because that step is an add-on while configure the CMP module. Because in DAM there were a different 3 connection string you have added, but in this there are different 4 CMP connection string you're going to add in while configuring the CMP. This web config setting, this will be the same if you have added in configuring the DAM. That is the content security policy tag that we do to prevent from the SQL injection attack or cross-site scripting attack. So no need to modify anything here, just copy and paste into your web config. If you have already added, no need to edit again. So this is all the setup we will do in Sitecore XP. In Content Hub, obviously, we created an action. That action will sync hub in and hub out, but when this action will execute, so there is a trigger should be there that will execute this particular action. So again, in Sitecore Content Hub, on top right side, you have seen the manage icon. On the manage icon, when you click, you have number of launchpad. On the launchpad, you have number of settings icon there. So one of them is the trigger. So when you click on the trigger, it will open this type of interface. It will have a 3 tab: general, condition, and action. In general, just give the name like Azure Service Bus, Trigger, or sync to the Sitecore XP. Description is not required. Objective. Objective is a three type of objective is there: entity creation, entity modification, entity deletion. So entity, you can understand the same. We have a content inside core container. So we will trigger this action. We will trigger the action only on entity creation and entity modification. So whenever author will create any entity or modify any entity, that time that action will trigger and sync the Sitecore Content Hub entity to Sitecore XP. So we only mentioned objective entity creation and entity modification. There is a execution type. It's in background or in process, two type of there. So it would be in background. In process, like we make a performance issue. So in background, set to the in background. In the next step, there is a condition and action. So here you can see a condition. So in condition tab, we will set up that which content type we going to sync to the Sitecore XP. That condition we will mention here. So there is a type content type to content. Obviously, we syncing the content. So type we will select content type to content. The current value will contain CMP demo. So what is the CMP demo? CMP demo is the name of the content type. You can create like article, student, news, blogs, medical, students, all the content types. So CMP demo, you can understand when you create a template in your Sitecore XP for a promo. For example, to create a promo, you create a promo name, a template name promo, and promo have a image, title, description. So same way we create a CMP content type into the content hub. We'll discuss more in detail in next slides. So that CMP demo is the name of that content type. And this is the condition. And third tab is an action. So you can see the third tab. So third tab is action. In that action, we will add a what action. The action we created earlier, that was this one. The name of this action we will mention here into the action tab and click on the save. So condition we mention only sync the CMP demo type content type to Sitecore XP. So if you have a number of content type, you can mention all by or adding or condition. So this is how we set up the action into the trigger. So we created a user, added a connection string, add a setting into the web config, and create action we set up onto the trigger. So this we already covered. Now we'll see how we create a content type into the content hub. So I stated earlier that content type is same. How we create a template into the Sitecore XP. So go to the manage icon and you will see there is a content type option. So in content type option, when you click on the content type, it will ask you the name of the content type. So I'm giving the name CMP demo. Then identifier, it will automatically take the identifier with the m.content type prefix CMP demo. So prefix, you can see CMP demo. Icon, you can mention same when you create a template in XP. So you set an icon. Here you can also select the thing. So these field you need to mention. Validation condition is a tab where you can set the parameter, set the validation condition of this content. So we'll discuss only the beginner level. It's easy to understand. So this is how you mention the name of the content type and click on the save. So after clicking on the save, you will see this type of interface. You will not get title, description, is visible, demo date. These are the fields that we will create later. And this is the another section, demo details. So is valid, demo, complete date. This also would not be there. So initially you will get only content CMP demo and CMP demo details. So click on the add member. Same you do into the template. Add in data section, you create a new field. So click on the add new member. It will provide you an option to create a field, string, rich text field, boolean, date, time. So I added 4 fields: title, script, string type, description is a rich text type, is visible is a boolean type, demo date is a date time field, same is valid is a boolean, and demo complete date is a date field type. So when you click on the add member, it will open this type of interface you can see. So there is an option to select the field type like Boolean, date time, date offset, decimal. So for example, if you click on the Boolean and click on the save, it will ask you, you can see in the right side, it will ask you the name of the field, what will be the label, and what will be the help text. The same interface when you create a template in your Sitecore XP or XM. So this is how when I mentioned like title, label is title, help text title, and click on save, it will create a title field. Then again, for example, description. If you scroll down this interface, you will get the rich text field. You can select the rich text field, put the name, label, help text not required, click on save. Description is visible is a Boolean type, so I'll select the Boolean type. Provide the name is visible, label is visible, and help text. So this is how I created 4 fields just for the demo purpose. And validation rule same for all the field. Validation rule like it's required or not required. So that validation you can set. So this is how we create a content type. You can understand same way template in XP and XM. So this is how you create a content type into the content hub. So once you create a content type, now need to create a content entity. That entity will have all the value of this content type. So you can see in the top ribbon bar, there is an option content. So you can see this content represent a CMP module. This create, review, and this represent your DAM and assets DAM module. So in content, when you click on the search, it will open this interface where you click on the content. When you click on the content, it will provide you this type of interface where you can give the name. So I'm giving a CMP demo. No need a campaign and local. Local is like EN, Japanese or different type of language. Just select the type. So here, when you click on the type, it will whatever content type you have created in your content hub. For example, we created a CMP demo. If you created a student, article, news, blogs, so all the content types. Same when you right click onto the home tree into the XM and XP, it will ask you which type of template you want to use to create a content. Same that type will be displayed here. So I'll be select the CMP demo and click on save. So you can see this, it will open this interface. So here we have a title and description. So in title, I just paste the request a demo, and description, I paste heading, description, and email. So this is how you create your content entity in your content hub. So we created a content entity in content hub. So that content entity and content hub, we going to sync into the Sitecore XP and XM using that action and trigger. So to sync, how we can sync? Obviously, there should be some mapping into the XP and XM. So how we going to create that mapping into the XP and XM? We'll see in the next slide. But before that, we need to create the template into the XP and XM with the field title, description, and all other. So go to your XP and XM. You all familiar with this interface. So see, I go to the template, then create in the demo feature, SUG-IND, I created a CMP demo template. The data section, same, I created a title, description, is visible, demo date, same type, single line, rich text, checkbox, date time. Best practice, provide the same name, field name, which you're using in your content hub. While creating a content type, you can provide a different, because that does not relevant with your mapping, because in mapping you should map perfectly and correct field. So but best practice is easy to identify, give the same name instead of different name. So see, I created the template into my Sitecore XP with these 4 fields. Then I created one page, CMP demo detail page, where I inherited CMP demo. You all familiar with this, all this helix, so would not elaborate much more. And don't forget to ensure that it's set to be bucketable, because there are number of thousands of content would be there in your content hub. That is why you're going to use content hub CMP module. So it should be set to the bucket table. So when it will be synced, it will automatically create as a bucket table item in your Sitecore XP. So see, created a CMP demo template and demo details. I just inherited this one. So in the home, you can see CMP demo detail page. I have created this demo detail page because I want to sync all the content type of CMP demo under this CMP demo details page. That is why I created this page, and I will map this one so that all my content type of CMP demo detail will sync under this content tree. If you created an article, blog, news, create a different page, blog, article, and other, and we'll map that particular page. How it will be, I'll show you. So you already installed the CMP module using the PowerShell script. So you will have an option into the module CMP. Under the CMP module, you will get the configure and right click, insert an entity mapping, because we are going to map the field of Content Hub and the Sitecore XP. So this create on entity mapping. When you click on this entity mapping, it will create entity mapping. I'm giving a name CMP demo, and right side you can see these are the fields there which you need to map. So first field is the M content type CMP demo, because in this I'm going to map my content CMP demo content type which we created into the Content Hub. So I'm giving the same name, M content type CMP demo. Bucket, this is the path of my Sitecore XP. So you remember in under home we created content, home, CMP details. So I'm pointing that my all CMP demo content type should be synced under this bucket. Template, this is the path of my Sitecore template, which I created: template, demo, project, sub-IND, page type, CMP demo detail, and item name properties. This item name property represent the field name of my content type. So that's why it has a prefix CMP demo underscore title. What we need, I need to mention here. So whenever any new entity will sync to the Sitecore content XP and XM, so the name of the content type will be based on this field, CMP demo title. So whatever will be my title, like request a demo, so that name, by using this name, my content type will be created into Sitecore XP and should update the item name. So this is how you map what is the Content Hub schema, where it should be synced, what is the Sitecore template, and what will be the name of my item. Now we map this one. The next we need to map field by field. So on CMP demo, when you click on CMP demo insert, there are 4 options: field mapping, relation, tag, related entity. So I have created only 4 fields. So we use field mapping. If you create a relation like parent to child, child to parent, that is like more complex, so don't want to make you confused, but just giving you an idea to, if you want to map any relation, use the relation field mapping. Tag field mapping, if you assigning any tags to your content type, like if you have a blog content and you have a tag, Content Hub, Sitecore, bucket, all these contents tag we create. So if you map those tags, so tag field, and related entity mapping, if there is any related entity, for example, this is parent of this child, this particular content type belongs to this, so that's related mapping. So just to be simple, right click and add a field mapping. So if you go with the add with the field mapping, so see, I have created 4 field mapping: title, description, is visible, and demo date. You can give any name, but best case is like easy to identify, provide the same name. So this name does not to avoid the ambiguity. But main thing is that in the right side you can see name of the CMP, like your CMP field name was CMP demo title, and this title should be synced with the template demo CMP underscore CMP demo data section and title field. Same, let's take different example. Description, name into the CMP Content Hub CMP demo underscore description, and Sitecore item field is template demo feature and description. This is how you can map your field from the Sitecore Content Hub and Sitecore template feature. So this mapping should be correct, so that field value will be mapped to the respective field. So once you complete this mapping and your all mapping will be create and the item will be synced, but item would not sync because in trigger we mentioned the condition. Any new entity creation and modification, then only item should be synced. So go to your content hub. This is the requested demo. You can see introduction, change anything, click on the save on save in the content hub. On save, it will trigger action, and you can see under CMP demo detail, it created a requested demo, same title, requested demo, description is visible field is blank because maybe not set here, and demo date, whatever date you will set here. Let's take one more example. Created a CMP demo page, but you can see title is Lorem Ipsum. So that title name name would be a content type name into the Sitecore XP instead of CMP, because that title we assigned that create a name of the content type with this title. So Lorem Ipsum is there, title is Lorem Ipsum, and this Lorem Ipsum list text field is there into the description. And you can see is visible and demo date. So this is how you configure the CMP module in your content hub and sync with the Sitecore HP and XM. So that's how. Any questions?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Swati, for the session. Team, any question? Do you have any question? You can switch on your mic or you can paste in the chat. Okay, I believe we do not have any question. So let's end there. Thank you, team, for joining us for the today's session. Thank you very much. And thanks to Himmat and Swati also they actually came here and gave us some insightful session about the Content Hub, which is a pretty new thing to us. Thank you very much. We'll upload this video to the YouTube very soon and we'll share the link with you all. Thank you all. Thanks, Himmat. Thanks,
Thank you,
Swati.
everyone. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you everyone for
In case
joining.
Bye.
you have any question, just reach out to me.
Yes.
Me and Swati. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you everyone. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.